Today, I am going to teach you what the largest contributor to energy expenditure is. Yeah, the activity that makes you burn the most calories. And nope, it's not what you think. It's not your spin class. It's not your long run. It's not your heavy weight training session. It's not your HIIT style workout. It's not your boxing class. It's none of those things. Like I said, it's the largest contributor to energy expenditure, but it is a low energy activity. What? I talked about it a couple weeks ago in a video on the 5 simple ways to lose weight, specifically fat. I will link that video right up here, but you guys wanted to know more about this specific activity. Welcome to Boom 50 Fitness. My name's Regan, and this is your channel for all things health and fitness in your 50s and beyond. It is N.E.A.T, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Yes, what the hell is that? Is that what you're asking? Well, non-exercise activity thermogenesis is all the activity outside of working out. So it's just your movement on a day-to-day basis, walking around the supermarket, vacuuming the house, even just typing on your computer, just any of that movement. Maybe you're a foot tapper. That counts as N.E.A.T. So yeah, all those movements that you just wouldn't consider exercise. So yes, all those low-level activities combined lead to N.E.A.T being the highest contributor to energy expenditure. So hard to believe, but true. Now listen, obviously, if you have a desk job, you are not going to burn as many calories as someone who has a job where they're walking around a lot. But there are ways to get that non-exercise activity thermogenesis more often throughout your day. And one of the simplest ways, this is my favorite way to do it, this is what I suggest to all my clients, is they set a timer on their phone, their watch, wherever, for every half hour. And every half hour, especially if you have a desk job, every half hour you get up, you move around for 2 to 3 minutes. And if that's not possible, set it for every hour and walk around the office for 5 minutes. That is considered non-exercise activity thermogenesis. All right, so let's just take a little bit deeper dive into N.E.A.T so you know a little bit more about it. Your body is always working to burn energy, right? And as you know, that during periods of higher energy, you'll burn more calories than when your body's at rest. For more on calories, I'll link a video down below that explains that a calorie is not just a calorie. But even at rest, your body's expending energy. Your total daily energy expenditure is how your body burns calories. And that can be measured in 3 distinct categories: your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, thermic effect of food, and the thermic effect of physical activity. Today, we will be focusing mainly on the thermic effect of physical activity. So when it comes to the thermic effect of physical activity, there are 2 types. One is the planned and the other is the unplanned. So now you know what they both are. So the planned is when you go to your exercise class, or you hit the gym, or you go out for a run. And the unplanned is the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I mentioned some of those non-exercise activities, but they would include other things like just standing up from a seated position, taking a shower, tapping your foot. Although I think I might have mentioned that the first time. And I only say that because one of my kids is a tapper, toe tapper, pencil tapper. And yeah, he probably burns more. Well, actually not probably, I know he burns more calories than someone who just sits still all the time. And take a look around. You'll notice if there's someone who taps their fingers, or they're very twitchy, or they tap their foot constantly, they're probably not overweight. So I'm sure your planned activities, your classes and going out for a run, a bike ride, whatever you choose to do for your exercise, usually burns hundreds of calories. But N.E.A.T significantly contributes to your calorie expenditure on a daily basis. So I'm going to give you a few ideas today on how N.E.A.T can help contribute to your health and fitness goals. Okay, I'm going to start by talking about lipoprotein lipase. What is that? It's an enzyme that plays a critical role in converting fat into energy. Remaining sedentary for long periods of time can reduce the enzyme lipoprotein lipase. But using N.E.A.T throughout the day consistently can really help sustain those lipoprotein lipase, or we call it LPL levels. So that means the body's ability to burn fat does not decrease. All right, that was number one. Let's go on to number two. The rest are not quite as scientific. Number two, this is a suggestion that I have, is stand up when you can. Have you heard that saying, sitting is the new smoking? Well, obviously it's very different, but the basis of that statement is that sitting for long periods of time is not at all good for your health. Standing is just a form of N.E.A.T that can really help with your calorie expenditure throughout the day. All right, so we're moving more to keep the LPL levels up, and we are gonna stand more. And number three, you are going to walk more. You know, it's my favorite activity. I hike all over the place, and rarely, very rarely, a day goes by where I don't get my 10,000 steps. So all those daily steps really, really do make a difference. Whether it's just parking far away in a parking lot, or if you're taking a bus to work or the subway, getting off a few stops early and walking the rest of the way. You know, like I said earlier, stop what you're doing at your desk and walk around. Those steps really, really do add up. Move your body. So not only will you burn more calories, but you'll be adding a really, really healthy component into your daily activities. Okay, number four, walk or cycle to your activities, to work, whenever you can. Hop on that bike or just lace up those sneakers and walk to where you need to go. I know that's not for everybody, but take note of how far you drive, you know, just to go to the supermarket. For me, I live very close to a supermarket, but I see my neighbors in there all the time and they drove there. Yes, I've got to carry, you know, lots of bags home, but that's part of the N.E.A.T is I walk to the supermarket and then I have to carry all those groceries home. So when you can, go ahead and do things like that. Another thing I see around here is I live in a townhouse, and so I have to walk to the mailbox, but all the townhouses are really pretty close. And I guess I have been guilty of this before. If I'm, you know, driving home from work, I just stop and pick up the mail, but most of the time I try to park my car or just walk right out my door and walk to get the mail. All of those little steps here and there, they add up. And I guess that's kind of like number three that I just said, but yeah, just walk or ride your bike whenever you can. Okay, number five, this is a good one. This is a simple one, but this is probably last on my list, but cleaning. I mean, when I take a couple hours and I clean the house, I'm always surprised at how many steps I get in. Or one of my friends, she sets a timer for 15 minutes and she picks a part of the house and she just cleans that specific area for 15 minutes. And then later on in the day, she'll do it again for another part of the house. And yeah, that's a great way to keep moving. I mean, if you're scrubbing, all of that counts as non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And you'll end up with a cleaner house. All right, what's my last one? Number six is just play with your kids. If you don't have kids or grandkids, you know, just go outside and, you know, run around for a little bit. But yeah, if there are kids around, instead of just tossing them an iPad, get on the floor and play with them. All of that stuff will just burn more calories, keep you more active, get you, getting down on the floor, getting up off the floor, and just keep you more mobile. Okay, those are my 6 ways to just motivate you to get moving more. I would love to hear in the comments below anything that you can share with this community regarding N.E.A.T. So if losing weight is your main objective when it comes to exercise, N.E.A.T can be a huge contributing component to that objective. So to create a foundation for long-lasting weight loss success, specifically fat loss, add more N.E.A.T into your daily routines. So move, move, move. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when my next video drops. As I said last week in my video, I am back in school. I am getting my master's in health sciences and nutrition, and so that does take up a lot of my day. And trust me, I set my watch so that I get my ass up every half hour when I'm studying or writing a paper. However, because it is taking up a lot of my time, I used to say all my videos would be uploaded by Thursday, and this is just another week where I wasn't able to do that. But I still will be putting up weekly videos, but they will be up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So please keep tuning in because I promise I will still be bringing you those weekly videos. My name's Regan, this is Boom 50 Fitness, and instead of saying I'll see you next Thursday, I'm just gonna say I'll see you next week. Thanks again for watching. Mwah!